Now, a good night's rest is another crucial part of keeping your brain in tip-top shape. But for the millions with sleep apnea like me, it's not that simple.
You get them really bad, don't you?
I get it really bad.
Yeah,
I snore like a wild animal.
Well, yeah, Nick Knowles was saying the same when he was on the show a couple of weeks ago talking about it, when he told us wearing a CPAP machine has finally helped him get some quality shut-eye.
Yeah, and he's not the only one. Viewers Paul, Roy, Simon and Anne have all been in touch with us about how the equipment has changed their life. But they aren't for everyone. So Dr. Cass went to find out about new technology, hoping to put those struggles to bed.
It's estimated up to 6.5 million Brits could be living with undiagnosed sleep apnea, and therefore not getting the treatment they need for this serious condition. As a hospital doctor, I see patients both in A&E and in my clinics who I refer on to the respiratory specialist to investigate whether or not they have sleep apnea. It's a condition that can be truly debilitating, causing chronic fatigue, high blood pressure, and in some cases, even severe heart attacks. It is treatable after a proper medical consultation, and later I'll be discovering what could be the future of treating sleep apnea. But for now, I'm looking at some devices which are available in retail outlets or online. Dr. Lindsay Browning is a psychologist and qualified sleep expert. We're here with 4 items that are readily available online, all of which are advertised as being for sleep apnea. But is that really the case with each of these?
So this is a wedge pillow.
Okay.
And it's supposed to keep you elevated during the night. But the trouble is, if you have severe sleep apnea, then just positional changes aren't going to make enough difference. Now, a mandibular device like this, the idea of it is to move your lower jaw forwards during the night to keep it forward so that the airway is more open. The trouble with buying something just off the internet is it might not fit your mouth.
I suppose in terms of, you'd need to have that dentist approval because everyone's mouth is different.
Exactly.
So next up we've got this crazy device.
Yeah.
What is this about?
So the idea is that you stick it up your nose and it opens the nasal passages. Of course, if your sleep apnea symptoms, the obstruction, is caused in the back of the throat, this isn't going to really be addressing the cause of that.
Finally, can you tell me about this chin strap? So how does that help with someone sleeping?
It keeps your lower jaw closed, so it keeps your mouth closed. But this isn't going to help cure, especially moderate and severe sleep apnea, because it's not addressing the blockage of the airway. It's not addressing the core. So these products, although they might help somewhat with snoring or some very mild positional sleep apnea, they're not a cure for severe cases or even moderate cases.
Kath Hope from Hull, who runs a charity supporting people with sleep breathing disorders, was diagnosed with sleep apnea almost 20 years ago after a doctor she was seeing about a throat issue referred her to a sleep clinic.
And he said, yeah, well, we've done the sleep study and we've found that you've got severe sleep apnea and you're stopping breathing 32 times an hour. I said, an hour?
That's what, every 2 minutes then?
Yeah. I was just in shock. I really can't even remember the rest of the things because for years my GP had been trying to find out the cause of my issues. Yeah. My issues were more linked with anxiety and panic attacks.
Kath was given a CPAP machine to use every night, which blows air through a mask into the throat and prevents the airway from closing during sleep.
The straps, they were made for the bigger man, really. So I used to have to wrap the headgear round, bring it to the front instead of clipping it to the back, and the same at the bottom. But once I'd sorted all these discomfort issues out, my life was just completely different. There was all these little things, like ankles didn't swell anymore, but the biggest thing for me, it was obviously at the root of the anxiety, the panic attacks, you know.
Kath says her charity, Hope to Sleep, supports more than 27,000 people living with sleep apnea in the UK.
I know the rest of our team would love that everybody at some point in their lives, at least once, has a sleep study to see if they've got sleep apnea. We're passionate in raising awareness, trying to get everybody diagnosed, because it's not just about your physical well-being, it's about your mental and emotional as well.
Kath's work includes supporting clinical trials for new treatment options, such as one currently being led by King's College London and Guy's and St Thomas's NHS Foundation Trust. I've come to meet Professor Jörg Steyer, a consultant in sleep medicine, to find out more.
When we fall asleep, actually, our brain going into a kind of standby mode diminishes the amount of signal that it sends between the mouth, and the voice box. And when this happens, the muscles relaxing, the airway becomes floppy. When you lie down, then gravity might pull the whole thing a little bit backwards, and we stop breathing because the airway occludes. Then we experience one apnea. When this happens frequently all night long, we call it sleep apnea.
So how might someone know that they've got sleep apnea?
Typically, what's frequently associated with sleep apnea is, well, snoring at nighttime. Other people telling you that they saw you stop breathing at nighttime. Morning headaches, your concentration lacks, your memory fails, and you fall asleep everywhere.
CPAP remains the most effective treatment, but Professor Steyer and the team are developing an alternative, using TENS technology to deliver low-voltage electrical currents via skin-mounted electrodes.
Put patches on the tongue ground and keep the tone with electrical stimulation up whilst the patient falls asleep.
I guess it's a device that sits on the neck that's just trying to stimulate the muscle to stay nice and tight.
Yes, indeed.
So the air can get in nicely. Zeus is an anti-snoring device. It hasn't been approved yet, but the team believe it could be used to treat sleep apnea and are trialling it at 186 hospitals. So surprisingly small, that. When you think about compared to all of this.
Well, there is obviously pros and cons about both, yeah? But the approach is a complete different one. Yeah. This provides positive pressure in the airway to keep it open.
So can we try this on?
Of course.
Just go for my arm over here.
Okay, so we can go up here and down with the current.
It's quite light, actually. It's not a huge current that's going through by the feels of it.
No, indeed. It's fairly low current.
So what would happen if it was continuously stimulating throughout the night?
The muscle fatigues and then you lose function. So we've included here a program which goes with on and off mode to avoid this as much as possible. In the long term, there are questions, quite rightly so, that patients who use this for months or years, would something change to their upper airway?
So if someone has sleep apnea, should they go out and buy this device now?
We don't have the evidence yet to recommend this as a sleep apnea device. It's going through the relevant approvals to be a medical device for sleep apnea in future.
Before buying any products, it's important you seek professional medical advice if you think you have any symptoms of sleep apnea. While a new device is currently being trialled, may offer hope to patients who are struggling with their existing treatment, experts are clear. Proper diagnosis and clinically proven therapies remain the safest and most effective way to manage the condition.